Welcome back, everybody. I'm Chris. This is Top Dot Sugar Shack. Today we're doing something different. Going to be painting these cupboards. Now I've already painted the top half of the house here. Now the best way to tackle this is make sure you mark every door and corresponding number with inside the box, because you don't want to mess this up. It'll make your life a heck of a hard time to try to put everything back to where it came from if you don't mark it. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of these doors off and I'm going to clean them with some Dawn dish soap. I'm only going to show you cleaning one of them because it's going to be repetitive, and then we'll get everything sanded, clean it, prime it twice, paint it twice, and take you along for the ride. Stay tuned. Already have one screw at each hinge already out. Alright, another tip to make sure you don't mess everything up and the doors line up perfectly when you take everything apart. I'm going to go number every door with the number on the door. I mark them on bags. I'm going to take the hinges off and the door handle off. And that'll make your life a lot easier when you go to reassemble everything. Alright, and on the hinges here, I marked the top and the bottom, and that'll help on the reassembly. And then we're going to go ahead and knock these little door stops off of here. Alright, I'm going to take some Dawn dish soap and some warm water, and we're going to degrease this. And you're going to want to make sure when you're doing this is all around the stove. You're going to want to make sure you really degrease everything, because nothing will stick to the grease. No matter how many times you prime it, it's just not going to work. Alright. Got a heavy duty scouring pad here. Scrub her with the pad and wipe her dry and do the other side. Make sure you get all the edges. Alright, well, that door is done. Ready for sanding. Now, I'll be back once I've got everything cleaned up and ready to sand. All right, everybody, got everything all cleaned up, degreased and everything. We're gonna go in with palm sander. We got 80 grit sandpaper, and we're gonna run with the grain on these. And we're gonna sand all the cabinets, all the faces, and I'm gonna hand sand in between all inside of the cabinets, and we'll go over the I would have the vacuum on, but you guys, it's too loud for that. Alright, with the goal with sanding the stuff, you just want to take off the glaze on there. You don't want to sand it down to pewter wood. It'll take you forever. You just want to get the shiny glaze off of it. There use some folded up sandpaper or the sponge. It works pretty good. Really easy with the sponge. And do the back side. And don't forget the edges. Alright, that door is prepped. I'll bring you guys back when I'm done sanding everything and ready to prime. Alright, everybody, it's the next day here. Gone ahead and I've primed all the faces here. I will have to prime this twice. Working on the bottom here. Do this section. And this is all brand new cupboard that was made. So we'll get that all primed up as well. And I'm going to show you proper way to do this, the door here, where everything's going to get 2 coats of primer. So. A bit of paint on there. Best way not to get any paint on your floor is start up higher and work your way down to the bottom. just using a foam roller. Leaves a nice finish when we're done. So. This first coat doesn't have to be anything special, just get some on there, try not to leave any ridges. All right. Look at that, no paint on the ground. All right, here's the setup for all the doors I have in here. All lined up, got to sit on some chairs. Got some 2x4s, cheap sawhorses. When you're painting, you gotta have your Timmies. It's good stuff. I'm just gonna show you quickly how to do this. Prime the door here, hang tight. Load some paint up on your brush. Start smearing it in there. Want to make sure you get every nook and cranny that you can. Everything was sanded with 80 grit. Scuff up the surface and take the gloss off. Everything's going to get 2 coats, so you don't have to go crazy on the first one. There's sand in between each coat, probably with 120 or something like that, just to make it a little smooth. And try not to leave any runs with the roller. And don't forget your edges. Alright, I'll bring you guys back when we go to throw some actual color on here. Welcome back, everybody. It's another day, another dollar. Finally putting some color here on the lower half, so that's how it look. Nice green color. Looks really good with the white. Don't mind the mess. Now this is the first coat, so doing a light first coat, then we'll do another coat after. Now to get a real good job when you're a finished job, once you're done painting, once I paint, this is all going white, I'm going to put a first coat on here and it'll be the same as the green. I'm going to fill in all these joints with some caulking. It just makes it look a lot nicer. Alright, let's roll the rest of this cabinet out. This is all sanded with 180 after being primed. buddy. Well, I'm going to keep painting. I'll bring you back to when we get to the white. Alright, I'm probably going to fix some of these cabinet doors were cut down, so I'm going to recaulk all this stuff just to make it look a lot nicer, and we'll do the same to this door here. Just gives it a professional job. When it's done, at least it looks really nice. Save all. So much better. Alright, that's that. Alright, we're going to throw a second coat of white on these other cupboard doors. paint on there and start spreading it around. Alright, well there's the second coat of white. We've got all that stuff already done. Stay tuned, we're going to be putting all the new hardware on and putting it back together. Welcome back everybody, this is Chris with Step Sugar Shack. We're just starting to put the cabinets back together here. Just putting the door fronts on and the new handles. And we decided to go with new hinges as well to match with the nice new white paint, going with black. I'm going to put this last door front on and the handle on, and just waiting for the hinges to show up. So hopefully they show up shortly, and we can finish putting this baby back together. She sure looks good with the green. Alright, gonna put this face on. We got 2 screws here, and let's get this on and put this handle on. Snug. Charlie! There we go. Charlie, yeah. Alright. Looks pretty sharp. It'll look nice with all the doors on there. That's what the bottom green looks like with the black. Alright, let's put these handles on. here. Not sure if I'm going to film the rest of putting the hinges on and putting all the doors on. I'll probably just throw in some pictures at the end of this, what it looked like before and after, and have a great day. Alright everybody, we're burning some midnight oil. We got the hinges. We're putting the kitchen back together. She's almost over. Just got one more door to put the hinge on, or the hinge is already on the door, just got to put it onto the cabinet. Alright, the only other thing we have left to do is put little tiny rubber door stops here, if I can pick them up. Put these on there for it's not as loud when the door shuts. Now this green with the black handles looks like $1 million. Looks so good. And the white, it looks pretty damn good too, but I prefer the green. It just looks a lot nicer. We did all the ceiling, painted that 3 times, the walls 3 times, the trim 3 times. It's all nice and fresh. Just want to say thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, comment, and hit that like button. Have a great day.